the high-tech end of things.
Don't forget to get it. I'll tell you that.
No.
Slowly walk
wrong
away.
way.
Slowly walk away. Just slowly walk away. There you go. You did it. We can't get any more janky. We can't get any more janky than that.
I like the word
Chris.
janky.
We gave away
See,
the
you
secret.
like the word janky as well. We had discussion if it was actually a real word or not, and we've determined that janky is in the dictionary. It's a legit word.
I like bougie too.
Bougie is what the millennials would use, but you're
yeah.
hip and happening. Tina Greel is with us. Jimmy and Pat Dalpiaz are with us.
Gloucester.
Good morning, Gloucester.
Jimmy's
Good
on
morning,
camera,
Gloucester.
Pat's off camera, I'm off camera. I'm your host, Joey Ciaramitaro. We're taping GloucesterCast 346, and you're live with us if you're on the Good Morning Gloucester Facebook page. If you're not on the Good Morning Gloucester Facebook page, you'll be this podcast will come out in audio form at 8 o'clock tonight. So you have a benefit. There is a benefit to actually subscribing to the Good Morning Gloucester Facebook page because you get alerts, you get the news before anybody else.
Yeah, you get everything. Yeah,
Just
all
like
good stuff.
that.
Yeah.
And
It's
you get
sprinkling
to see
right
this.
now in Gloucester.
Yeah, boom! Look at that.
Newsflash.
Hard hitting like that. Tina, you work now at what is it called? Three Lanterns.
Three Lanterns Marine Supply.
And how long have you been there now?
It's my 11th year.
What?
I was at Nelson's before that.
No, I know that, but I can't believe it's been 11 years.
This is it, yeah.
Time has just flown by.
I know. I mean,
Skip has owned that place for 11 years?
And no, I was with Mike first.
Oh, okay.
And, we built it. Skip didn't have much in the way of running he didn't run a marine supply store before. He was looking to buy maybe like a convenience store, and he fell into this. And he has done such a fine job of building that business. I mean, we worked from the floors to the ceiling, and we'll cater to everyone's needs. And he's actually donated for this event that we're going to push here today, the Marciano Challenge.
The Marciano. Dave Marciano. You call it Marciano?
We're calling it the
Marciano?
Marciano. Well, because I'm not Italian, I'm Portuguese.
Okay.
You got a whole nother way of saying it.
So this is coming up. It's tomorrow.
Yeah, Friday
Friday.
at 5 o'clock.
What's today?
Thursday.
Today's Wednesday. So Friday, and it's going to be held behind
The
on the
Gloucester
dock.
House. Hopefully we have his tent there at the Gloucester House.
Okay.
So it started at Three Lanterns talking trash with the fishermen, and everybody thinks they can cut better than Dave. And I approached Dave and said, geez, I was thinking, 5 guys behind the dock for half an hour, put your money where your mouth is. But it seems to have grown. Rumor has it Nat Geo's going to film it.
Wow.
Dave Marciano had said he'd do it blindfolded.
Just in case anyone knows, I think everybody probably knows, but Dave Marciano, Wicked Tuna fame, the hard merchandise, his son runs now. He's on the Falcon, but they just signed for another year. Is it 9 years running for Wicked
I think
Tuna?
this will be the 9th year. Yeah.
Pretty amazing.
Well, Dave comes from very humble beginnings. He worked at Yankee Fleet as a young man, and Tom Orell, the owner of Yankee Fleet, taught him how to cut fish, and he's going to join our competition.
Wow.
So that'll be, and a quote from Tom is, not only are my knives rusty, but so aren't my hands. So it's going to be quite an event. I'm hoping to have the fish gutted because, Lenny doesn't really need that kind of a mess. So we'll gut the fish and throw some plywood on his high tops, and there's going to be some giveaways. And
Who's sponsoring that?
well, the sponsors are going to be.
And how are they judging? Okay, I'll let
Okay,
you talk
well,
about the sponsors. Then
all right.
I have a few questions about the actual contest.
So, sponsors is Dave Marciano putting out some CUDA products, really. But, Lenny Linquata giving us the Gloucester House and his staff. And Miss Trish is giving us the fish, thanks to Michigan Mike. Seaside Graphics has done a wonderful banner. Three Lanterns has donated some surprising items. But our top cutters will be Dave Marciano, Michigan Mike, Jeff Klein, Tom Orell. Lots of people are threatening to show up, and if we have enough fish, we'll put them in there too. The mayor's going to be there.
Oh, boy.
The fish goes to the shelter, and some lucky lobsterman will get the racks.
Wow, great.
And so it's title for the Haddock King is how we're doing it. So I'll let the cat out of the bag. We have a sash that says Haddock King.
Nice.
We have a crown.
Oh my goodness.
And Three Lanterns has donated the fish pork.
Oh,
Wow.
So we'll
it's
have-
a Disney movie. That's what it is.
All we need is a
Disney
Little
movie,
Mermaid.
yeah.
Somebody get me a tail.
We could probably arrange some mermaids to show.
That would be
is
wonderful.
amazing.
Well, it's turned into a circus, really. Like I said, I was going to have 5 guys behind the dock and just bragging rights.
Right.
And I think it's going to be quite an event. And people talk about doing next year flounder or clams or any other way to bring the fishing world to the public. Say after Fiesta, we have a little bit of a lull. And I hope Lenny doesn't fire me again, and we can keep this going.
So how are they going to? What are they going to be judged based on? What
Okay, so
percentages?
fillets, no bones.
Oh yeah,
We're going to weigh the fish before and after,
percentages.
and
yeah.
we're going to time them.
Wow.
Wish me luck, because I'm not an event coordinator. I'm usually the event. Yeah.
I think it's going to be very exciting, and there's a ton of fans of all these people. I mean, and Dave in his own right is the big star.
He's one of the
headliner.
most famous captains in the world today.
I think
191 countries the show's at.
Probably is, and then you have, Tommy Oriel is. I mean, he's been doing this for a long time. He knows a lot. He has a huge network.
He's a master.
Yeah.
He's a master.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
I haven't been able to reach Brett Clayton, but people tell me he should be in it. He should be a contender. So I don't know if he's...
If he can pull himself away from the Lanesville Packy.
Yeah, he runs the Packy, by the way.
Yeah. No, that's what I
Well,
wasn't getting at
it's a
anything
small
else.
town. Okay.
Yeah, I was going
No, he owns and runs the Lanesville Packy
Yeah.
store. Their stickers are iconic at this point. If you're from Lanesville and you don't have one of those Lanesville Packy stickers on your cooler or on your car, you're like a nobody in that town,
Wow, well,
right?
it's quite a place over there, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
just such a wonderful piece of earth over there.
Lanesville is.
Yep.
They really ought to just take it and make it its own.
They should
legit
fence it
city.
off.
They ought to fence it off. I think the residents there would be
They
thrilled.
would love that.
would
They
be
want their
thrilled.
bonfire back.
Yeah. Well, they didn't have the bonfire.
Oh,
they just
they
had the
took it
parade.
away. A
They
few
had the
years
parade,
ago.
and I missed it. I went through and I missed it.
They took the bonfire away because of social media. It's getting too big.
Vicky Van Ness and Susan Coviello both say hi to Tina Grill.
Hi.
Yeah, they're both listening.
Hi. So I want to thank you for having me here today. This is really
Yeah,
fun
of
and
course.
exciting.
Well, I ran in to get some supplies for the dock yesterday because Skip has a lot. You guys at Three Lanterns have an incredible service. You and Nelson's, I should say. Without you two operating in this town, our fishermen would be it would be one of the cornerstones of the fishing industry. Would be very missed.
Well, you know better than I, but I think we're one of the biggest lobster shops in the East Coast
Really,
with Brooks.
really,
Eating.
trap
Trap
bakers?
shops, yeah.
Yeah, and trap supplies.
Right.
Because it isn't just a trap. There's a lot more
There's
to a trap.
150,000 ways to build a trap.
Yeah.
And everyone does it a different way.
Yeah. So can you go through that? Can you go through how? So I know this, but a lot of people probably don't know this. Every lobsterman has their own idiosyncrasies and like how they think that the trap is the ultimate trap for them. Mm-hmm. So someone goes in and orders like a Guggen and explain what a Guggen is.
A Guggen is somebody who literally just gets in the way on the water, or somebody who's very inexperienced and
Doesn't really know what's happening.
They no.
So Guggen can go in there and say, "Build me a trap,"
And they do.
and they do, and that's fine, and that's great. But they don't necessarily have like very specifics. But a captain, a true lobsterman, may go in there and have 30 different customizations.
Exactly.
So do you build a trap? How does it work? If someone wants a certain trap, do they have a trap that you put in front of the builders?
We have traps that have been built by Brooks, and I think some other local guys have built some for us. But they're all stages, all different ones lined up. You can see them on the wharf behind Three Lanterns. But when the Guggens come in, it's basically a wreck trap.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
A recreational trap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's pretty standard.
Do you know what
they probably don't know, and they're just so pleased what you're doing.
No, they're fine with it. There's nothing. That's not really even disparaging them.
No.
That's just to say, the point that I'm trying to make is, like, mock ring has a very specific
And
what
he's
he
our
wants on the
customer.
corners of his traps, the size of the vents that he has in his traps, where he wants his vents placed on the trap. Do you want the
Parlor.
lip folded down so that the lobsters have an easier path? The size of, do they want bait spikes? Do you want,
We have a
there's-
warehouse because there's that many things you can put into a trap.
Right. Yeah. And it's a lot of people probably go into your to Three Lanterns and don't realize that the back room there has
That's
all
right.
the really industrial stuff, like for the fishing industry.
We call it the boys' club over there because Jessica and I work our butts off in the front of the shop, and they're over there drinking coffee and talking traps. There, I said it.
There you go.
But also, the tuna googans are a whole lot of fun.
Yeah.
They'll come in, they want to catch 1,000-pound tuna, and they want to buy everything, and they quit the job and got the boat and can't find dock space, can't find a room to rent. Tuna season goes up till Christmas, and they've got no shore power for their boats, and it's pretty crazy here what Wicked Tuna has done for our industry.
How much money it's put into the pocket. So will you do a lot of business with over the weekend with Bluefin Blowout being in town?
Oh yes, we're sponsors.
You
yes,
are sponsors,
yes.
yeah. So those people come in and they spend money.
A lot of money. And what's funny is, we're talking googans here. They want you to, tell them where the fish are, cut it up, and hand feed it to them. I mean, I'm working for a living.
Yeah.
I'm like, Google it, okay?
Yeah. No, I know. But
But the more money you spend, the more time and attention we can give you in the shop.
there you go. Hey.
And if we don't have what you want, we'll tell you where to go. And
Shelly Souza says, Tina, I miss your face. We need to catch up soon with the big red heart. So there you go.
oh, it's wonderful.
Yeah, no, but I think that a lot of people dismiss how much money these people bring into town.
And maybe not even think about it.
Well,
Have you heard? Oh, so here's a question for you because you're probably so busy you don't get to listen to the podcast. But we had. Are you familiar with Docwa?
no.
Okay, it's an app and it's a website and it's basically a booking engine for dock space.
What?
So you have to download it. They're using it at the Harbor Masters new
That's
floats.
right. My husband drives the launch there. He told me about that. That's
right. Oh yeah, you should
That's
know.
right.
You should definitely know about that. So my friend, who you would prototype Guggen, but he's not really a fisherman. He's just a boater. But he just moved to Gloucester last year. He's been boating for 3 years, and he uses this app to go all over the place because where you may be feeling. So say you're from Gloucester, you don't really know a whole lot where you can tie up, right? This app, there's 900 places up and down the coast that are utilizing this app, and it has real-time information if there are slips available in different ports. So you may be here in Gloucester saying, "Hey, I would love to go to Manchester for dinner,
Where do I
but
tie
I
up?
don't really know if I have a tie-up spot." So, and I'm not sure about the weather, but if you can reserve a spot on this app, you pay through the app. You don't even have to deal with money changing hands. And,
That is so
and you
cool.
know you can go. Like you can do it in Newburyport. You can do it all up and down the coast.
That is so cool.
So it's really, I think it's really, I'm infatuated with the whole premise of it because I feel like it's going to really expand people's boating use and the where they may dare venture.
Well, also, we have plenty of anchorage in the harbor, and I don't know if you've noticed, it was full up last night. And then we have our wonderful launch service. So, I mean, people
That's
just
amazing.
catch the launch
Going
and go
till
to a
10 at night.
restaurant.
Till
Yeah,
10
they'll
at
catch the
night.
launch, say at Cripple Cove, and go to the studio. There's another plug for you. And it's great. I like to take it on Tuesday nights when my husband drives. I don't know if I'm supposed to, but I do. We call it date night.
Yeah, there you go.
But it was so beautiful in the harbor last night with the full moon and the lavender skies here. Oh my God.
Yeah. No, I agree.
We just live in one of the most beautiful places.
Yeah, I agree. So let's get so back to the event. The details of the event.
Okay.
What time does it start?
It's Friday night the 19th at the Gloucester House on Rogers Street at 5 o'clock. I'm asking any fish cutters to show up at 4:30 so we make sure we have a spot and the fish.
What are we calling it?
We're calling it the Marciano Challenge, or
Okay.
Marciano if you're Italian.
Marciano.
I think you're saying.
Anything that?
No, well,
you need?
buy
you
lots
can
of drinks to pay
you know,
Lenny off,
spend
buy
some money,
food.
spend some money, and drop some money in town.
Yeah.
So the bartenders and servers can make some money.
Yep, and they have a crack staff there. They do a wonderful job there. Of course, Dave's boat's right there, so and the Falcon and Hard Merch, so people can get pictures with the captains. That'll be a whole lot of fun. Paul from Wicked Piss is threatening to show up.
There you go.
Threatening to show up.
But we have some contenders here. We have some real contenders, and it's just a whole lot of fun. You know, there's been a whole lot of back talking in the show.
Oh,
I've
I'm
been
sure.
on the wharfs, and I'm hearing what they're saying to each other. You know, and it's just already a whole lot of fun.
Allison Mondello's online right now.
And
She
we
said-
love Allison.
She said to say hi.
Yeah.
There you go. All right, Tina. If you
Well-
want to hang out, we have a few more topics, or you can take
cool.
off if
No,
you have to get to
I'm
work.
going to hang out for a few
All
topics.
right.
Thank you so much, Joe.
You got it, of course.
Oh, hello! I hear somebody out there.
Well, there you go.
Someone.
We're gonna finish
segue.
the video, and we'll pause the audio. Finish, and I'm gonna pause the audio. So, Pat, I'm very pleased that you brought back and you did your research, and we got our Good Morning Gloucester.
Yes, the oyster chart
Oyster
back.
special chart.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We can't just say okay.
Tell me more.
Well, hold on. Can't just say oyster chart.
Right.
It's gonna be
It's got to be the.
GMG oyster
Okay.
specials chart.
Okay.
That's more
It's
descriptive.
about
Okay.
time that we
Yes.
give it credit. Yes.
Okay. Yes.
Done by Pat Dalpiaz. So
Yeah.
why don't you
These
go
are
over some of the changes? And,
Well,
you know, what's
these
new?
are-
What's new this week? What's not new this week?
these are the local restaurants, the Gloucester restaurants that offer weekly or regularly scheduled oyster specials that are $1.50 or less.
Right. Because we can't just if you just say you leave it. If you just say
Right.
oyster chart,
Mm-hmm.
then people that just have $3.75 oysters, you have a chart. Every place has oysters, right?
Right.
We want it to be. People really want to know.
It's a very
Which places-
popular. It's very popular.
It is very popular. Like a
Yeah.
restaurant that wants to get people in on a night where they may not have people in,
Mhm.
it's a no-brainer, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
do you have the information in front of you?
Not off the top of my head. The only change that I've made, thanks to one of our listeners or
Brenda,
readers,
I think it was Brenda Grimes.
Brenda. I thought
Davis.
it was a Brenda,
Davis.
D.
Brenda
Yeah.
Davis. Yeah.
Told
Originally.
me that Short and Main was closed on Tuesday nights, so I updated the chart to reflect that. There are a couple of restaurants that I checked with who were on the chart last year that are not on it this year. So I
Okay,
did,
so just here's my guess on that. Right, we are right now from Fiesta through the second week of August, because it really tails off. The last 2 weeks of August, the people with kids start having
Oh, right. Yes,
sports
absolutely.
and getting ready for school. Their mind set goes to
Yeah.
school.
Yeah.
This is the heart of it. So they don't. A lot of places don't
Right,
necessarily.
no.
We were at Feather and Wedge last night. It was packed.
I
On
did, yeah.
Tuesday night, it was
Tuesday night we
packed.
were at the Berry Tavern in Danvers and it was packed last
Right.
night.
So
But I just wanted people to know that I did check with other places.
yeah.
There still may be. We're open to additions or corrections.
Yeah,
Where do
if
we
there's
see this chart?
So we have it sticking to the top of Good Morning. Pat
Okay.
has the lead spot on Good Morning Gloucester. We have it. It's not going down with all the other posts. It's sticky right there because I think it's a brilliant thing and very popular. People really want to know about it. So I'm just going to run through it.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Captain Carlo's on Sunday, and up until 2,
Yeah.
has $1.25 oysters. Tano is looks like it's every single day, $1, and they also have the bar bites menu from 4 to 5:30, and the last hour that they're open.
Right.
Every,
Right.
every single day. So you know if you go there to Tono, that'll be good. Short and Main every single day except for Tuesday, $1 oysters, 5 to 6, and
the last hour.
9 in the last hour as well.
Basically, yeah.
That's an easy way to say it. Topside Tuesdays, 4 p.m. to close, $1 oysters. Seaport Grill Wednesdays, $1 oysters on the half shell. And that's
I
it.
think those are done. Yeah.
That's it so
Yeah.
far.
I love that. You're starting a oyster war.
Well, Pat. This is an idea Pat had last year, and
Yeah.
her and Jimmy are retired. Semi-retired. So they go out quite a bit. So she took it upon herself to
that's
create
We
this
do the prime rib chart in the winter.
Oh, I
months.
can't wait to see that one.
prime ribs. Yeah, it's a great thing.
Yeah.
So we got that going for us.
So yeah, so it's been updated. We're open to making whatever changes. If anybody has anything to share with us, comment on the post or on Facebook, and we'll.
I have a side note.
Mhm.
I don't like the sauce, the cocktail sauce or whatever it is.
Do you like Mirepoix instead?
I like a little tequila and a little lime.
Oh, jeez, I haven't heard of that one.
I like a lot of tequila too.
Tequila's hot right now. Tequila
Tequila is hot right now.
hot. Gin is starting to make a push.
Mm-hmm.
I guess a lot of people.
You know you're old when gin makes a comeback.
Well, it's making a come. There's gin bar. There are gin bars popping up now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that we were recently visiting Erie, Pennsylvania, and we ended up at a speakeasy, at a restaurant that's set up like a speakeasy, and there was, I think, one vodka drink on the entire menu. It was all gin.
Wow.
Wow,
It's all gin drinks.
that's so old.
I had a phenomenal gin drink at Yella when we went to Yella the other night.
Oh yeah, what'd you have?
I forget the name of the drink. It was
Mhm.
on the specials menu, but it was not too.
Where's-
I can't stand. I'm at a point in my life, and I understand like when you're like 18 years old or of drinking age, I should say. It's all about sicky sweet drinks, right?
Mhm.
Then as you get older,
Boone's Farm.
it's like the last. There you go. Mad Dog 2020.
Yeah.
As you get older, the last thing you want is a sweet drink.
Exactly.
You
Yeah.
know?
Refreshing.
You
Yeah.
want something like.
So where is Yella?
Are you serious?
I don't get out much.
I guess you don't get out much. It's where Morning Glory used to be.
Right opposite.
Oh,
the
that's
tavern.
the new one.
Yeah,
I've been dying
Mediterranean
to
place.
try out.
It's phenomenal.
We love it.
Yeah.
We love it.
Yeah.
Everybody I don't think there's a person that said they didn't love it.
I'm going there very
I'm
soon.
going back
it's
there to
phenomenal.
get some more of those wings.
So what did you like there other than the cocktails?
The decor, phenomenal. Service, phenomenal. Food,
View.
phenomenal.
View.
View
I
was
love
good.
The view.
View was good. Yeah, but it was. What you won't believe that you're in the former Morning Glory when you step foot.
No,
in
oh
that
yeah,
place.
it's absolutely.
Yeah, it's
Yep.
Well, I can't wait to step foot
Beautiful.
in there.
yeah. No, it's great. I mean,
They've done a great job.
they've done a great job. They really have. So Pat, you saw a deer.
We saw
Couple deers.
We saw several deer. We had to go back to New York to take care of attend some family events. Recently, we were gone about a week, and when we came back, we just turned onto Hesperus Avenue, and right there there's like a small pasture there. The sun was setting. It was gorgeous. We're a group of deer, young deer. There were a couple of females, at least one young buck, and this little fawn who was zooming back and forth the stretch of the pasture, just letting out some energy, and then posing very nicely in the sunlight for me.
Beautiful.
So what's interesting about this is, I know there's been deer around, in our area for a long time and everything, but I see ebbs and flows with different kind of wildlife in our area.
Rabbits are
Like,
crazy.
The rabbits have been a constant for at least 10 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the coyotes have been less so than they were. Like 2
I
years
haven't
ago.
heard as much about them. I'll
2
say.
years ago, every single afternoon, night, we would hear coyotes, and I would see a coyote at least once or twice a week. Like I'd say 1.5 coyote sightings per week where I live in East Gloucester. I have not seen a coyote. Well, I saw one probably about a month ago on Bass Ave of all places, but I'm not hearing them with regularity like I used to.
Yeah.
But I've been seeing deer more and more.
I'm hearing a lot more about deer as well. I mean, people are saying that.
They
well,
call him
Kim-
Bass Ave Cody, by the way.
Oh, it's
he's
the
been around
same
for a long
one.
time.
Oh, really?
So I live in the salt marsh there, and I've been tracking them. And there's in the winter, and there's one that had a crook in its tail, must have been hit by a car. And I mean, it's like a super highway. They hug the grasses to get birds and mice out. So they go from Dogtown through the marsh behind Stop and Shop up to the golf course.
Right.
And they can travel miles and miles.
Well, you talk about this one with the crook, and it's
Bass
like
Ave
that's the
Cody.
one that Kim talks about all the time, the one that was on her street.
Oh,
that
right,
was-
right, right.
Remember she
Cody.
talked
Right.
about that? That's
You know,
interesting.
and Kim's.
Do you take pictures of them?
I have pictures of them.
And the
yeah.
crooked tail one is
Bass Ave Cody.
okay. Bass Ave Cody. Okay.
Well, Kim's deer shot too. That was right on the
They're,
beach
yeah,
there.
That was
That
good
you know,
harbor,
so
right? So
they're coming out. You know.
Well, the problem is we're losing our wide open spaces. You look at what they're doing down by the Rotary, the museum, the big house they put in by Ghetto Shaw's. You know, all over where they're losing their homes. So, I mean, that's what. There was a deer in the harbor the other day. He must have dashed across the car, got caught in the rocks, and fell and gashed his head.
Well, there you go. We get our deer report. I just want to mention the Bluefin Blowout coming up July 20, really for the public, 26th to 27th, bluefinblowout.com. Tina's going to give me a flyer for the Marciano Challenge, which is Friday night at the Gloucester House
we're
at
hoping
5
to get
p.m.
down there, yeah.
And Tina, thanks so much for coming in.
I
Yeah,
can't thank you
for
enough.
filling us in. That's-
I'm really excited about this, but like I said, I'm also a little bit nervous. It's a big event, and you know.
You'll be absolutely fine. Send me. You're going to have a flyer for us?
I will have a flyer for you, and I want to thank everyone for their support. So I told you we have the fork. My friend Rosalie Lantini made a sash with fish scales that says Haddock King, and we got a little jeweled crown my sister donated, and
That's awesome.
This is a lot. You have a lot of helpers in the background.
and that's
there.
it, and
that's great.
And that's, that's what I love about Gloucester. The community is always there for each other. And, it takes a village,
Absolutely. Yeah.
And I tell you, my house floods, and I have I could tear up people that are offering me their places, their humidifiers, their pumps. This community is, I'm sorry, I married a Navy man, and we lived in a lot of different communities, and there's none other like Gloucester, where we take care of our own.
Yeah.
And we take care of the less fortunate. And like I said, the fish going to the action shelter.
Awesome. All right,
So
Dave.
thanks again, guys.
Thank you.
Very much.
All right. Until next time, it's Joey Ciaramitaro, Tina Greel, Jimmy and Pat Dalpiaz. We're out.
And